Am I a public servant or are you the public servant?
So you're correct. I'm the public servant.
Good. You have an oath of office to that Constitution. Am I correct?
Yep.
What's the 10th Amendment?
So I'm not going to get into that.
So
with
you don't, no, listen to it. What I'm doing is I'm ensuring you're abiding by your oath to the Constitution.
So we need to see your driver's license.
You don't need to see anything from me because you are a public servant. I have the right to travel under the 9th Amendment. You committed assault.
Nope, you tried to close the window on me after I told you to get out of the vehicle.
On March 9th, 2023, Berea, Ohio police officers pulled over a vehicle because it had no license plates. The driver told them, "I don't contract with the state of Ohio," and claimed she was traveling in her private mode of transportation rather than driving. Here is the interaction.
David. Hey. Tell you who he is yet?
What's that?
Tell you who he is yet?
He does not.
Alright, let's take him out and bring him back so we can identify him.
Yep. I was just trying to see if we had anything on there so I could at least come up and already have his information, but it's a rental car.
Yep.
And I got nothing else on it.
No idea who it is?
No, I've never even seen this guy before. Blew right through the stop sign, but he is not, he said he doesn't have to stick around. I was like, okay, well, I'm advising you legally you have to stay here.
Yeah, he's detained.
Alright. You got a rental car, brother. You got to have a contract for it, right? And a driver's license. I need to see that.
Status check.
4104.
Normally, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight. Right. My uncle was first sergeant military police.
Okay.
My cousin is a police officer in Genesee County.
Okay. Who is it in Genesee County?
That would be Morgan. Is her first name. So anyway, I also have had federal security clearance of high security public trust, right? So I'm all about Constitution.
Okay.
So I need you as a public servant because am I a public servant or are you the public servant?
So you're correct. I'm the public servant.
Good. You have an oath of office to that Constitution. Am I correct?
Yep.
What's the 10th Amendment?
So I'm not going to get into that.
So
with
you don't, no, listen to it. 10th Amendment.
We're going to have you step out of the car.
You're not going to do anything.
Alright, come on, sir. Get out.
Yep.
Unlock
We're going to have
the
you
car.
remove out of the car.
So I'm going to record this.
You're
Again,
free to record. You can record whatever you like.
I'm going to roll up the window. Now you're going to recite the 10th Amendment.
I'm going to have 203 start this way as well. 196 to 203 if you can head to this location.
Next step is I call 911 and I get SWAT here.
We are SWAT.
We are SWAT, so...
Good. You're an insurrectionist at this point in time because if you're trying to demand anything out of me,
We need to
now,
identify
keep in
you,
mind,
sir.
I have no problem with giving you my license and what have you. What I'm doing is I'm ensuring you're abiding by your oath to the Constitution.
So we need to see your driver's license.
You don't
and your
need to
vehicle
see
registration.
anything from me because you are a public servant. I have the right to travel under the 9th Amendment. I have First Amendment right, freedom of exercise of religion. Freedom of exercise
So what
of
does that have to
religion.
do with you
I'm
committing a
going to
vehicle and
clarify
traffic
for
law violation?
Stop interrupting me. You're the public servant. First Amendment,
203
freedom of
copy.
exercise of religion, right? Does it state that
So
clearly?
what I don't understand, sir, is what does it have to do
So
with you not stopping
That's
at a
what
stop
I'm getting
sign
to. Are you going to
and
answer
speeding?
my question?
No, I need to see your driver's license and
If you're
registration.
not going to answer my question, then we're not. You want to act like a public servant and answer my question, or do
Sir,
you want to act like you're the
so what
authority
you're
when
going
you
to
have
do
done?
is turn this from just a simple traffic stop.
So what I'm
verify
doing
that
is
you
I'm
have a
asserting my rights as a U.S. citizen and validating that you're not abiding by your oath to the Constitution.
So my job here today
So
is to
your
monitor
job here
traffic
today
safety.
is to enforce the law. Is that correct?
Correct, which you violated.
No, because which is the supreme law of the land, Marbury versus Madison. If a law is created that violates a constitutional standard, it is automatically null and void.
So, sir,
Is that
how does that have
correct?
to
If
do
you
with
have an oath to
not
the
coming to a complete
Constitution-
stop at a stop sign?
So that's what I'm getting to. What's the freedom
I don't
of
understand
So if you don't understand,
roundabout
I'm
way to
free
get
to
to that.
educate you. Are you going to
Why are
listen?
you yelling at me?
Sir, Pennsylvania
Because
versus
you are not
Mims.
listening to
Sir,
me.
Pennsylvania versus Mims says that we have the right to ask you out of the car.
You don't have any rights to First Amendment, separation of church and state.
That's Supreme Court case law.
Supreme Court case, Marbury versus Madison. If a law is made that violates a constitutional standard, it's automatically null and void.
Sir, you can either give us your license or you have to step out of the vehicle.
It's your choice.
It's annoying, isn't it?
I'm here till 10.
10.
I've already fought a course case in North Carolina. Just let you know. I had it thrown out. It was dismissed for the same principle I'm stating with you right now.
Okay.
So do you think you have the authority?
You violated vehicle and traffic law.
Which law is that?
1172A.
State law?
New York State Vehicle and Traffic Law.
Who state Constitution refers to the U.S. Constitution as the supreme law of the land. Is that correct?
We're not doing this, sir.
If you're not doing it, then I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Calling 911.
More.
County, just here advised this driver's calling 911.
Niagara County 911, where's your emergency?
Yeah, I don't know where it exactly is. What road am
We're
I
on
on?
Rui
officers?
Road, sir.
Do we?
We're on Rui Road.
Rui? Okay, I'll let you, the officer, explain. Right now I have a couple police officers. I'm trying to assert my rights under the Constitution. First Amendment, separation of church of state, which states clearly in the First Amendment that the freedom of exercise of religion, that freedom of exercise, if Congress can't pass a law, then they can't violate, the Judicial Department can't enforce the law. That's the supreme law of the land. I'm asserting that with these officers. They're pulling me over for a traffic violation, which is state law. And on the federal level, they refuse to abide by their oath of office to the Constitution. Now they're acting under the 10th Amendment, which states clearly to the state or the people. It's not exclusive to the state. So that said, they don't have any authority nor jurisdiction in this matter. Even if I did go through a stop sign, there's nobody that was hurt or injured, which doesn't make it a crime. And since I follow common law, which is 5 of the 10 commandments, no murder, no theft, no coveting, no bearing false witness, and no adultery, they are currently committing an insurrection. Well, I don't know if I did or not. That's what they're proclaiming, but state law doesn't supersede federal law. Federal law, First and 10th Amendment, as well as the 9th Amendment apply here, and they're violating the rules of the Constitution, which in turn would make them insurrectionists. Now, I have police officers in my family and what have you. Sure, my name is Richard Ewert. Driver's license, Ewert, E-W-E-R-T. And just for fun, because I don't have any problem with giving them my license and what have you, I'm just kind of asserting my rights at the moment.
Do you have an emergency?
The emergency is these cops are violating my constitutional rights and they
Okay, well,
refuse
their
to leave.
lieutenant's on the way over to speak with you. You can speak with the lieutenant when he gets there. But unfortunately, right now, you're tying up an emergency line for somebody that could be in cardiac arrest or having trouble breathing or having chest pain.
Well, they did try to say that I have to step out of the vehicle and they're trying to demand things out of me with acting like they have the authority when they're public servants.
On the way there, you can speak with the lieutenant when he gets there, okay?
Alrighty. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
We could have gone a whole different route over this, other than
Exactly. And I
Right.
just wanted to ask you questions
But
and then you
it's
didn't
not for you
refuse
to
to
ask me
answer.
questions.
It
I
is
was
my
super
job.
cordial to you. I came up to you. All
It
I said
doesn't
is I
make a
need to see your
difference.
driver's license.
Again, you're the public servant, right?
Correct. But
So
no
if
one's...
I ask you a question, if you wanted to keep it cordial and everything, you would
Right.
have answered the question.
Right, but you're not even identifying who you were to me.
I don't have to
You
identify
do, though,
you.
because
No,
you're
I don't.
driving on a New York State roadway. You need to
Ninth
produce...
Amendment.
It has nothing to do
Right
with
to
that.
travel.
You can speak with my supervisor.
I'm the supervisor.
Okay.
It's New York State law. This is a traffic stop. Identify yourself, or you're going to be arrested for obstruction and a misdemeanor.
All right. You have an oath to the Constitution. Is that correct?
Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
It's time to get out of the car and identify yourself.
So if you go and do what you're doing,
Yep.
you're violating your oath to the Constitution.
Nope.
Yes.
You're detained right now. You're accused of committing a crime, a vehicle and traffic law. You have to identify yourself. It's basic when you're 16 years old and you get your license. I'm Lieutenant Swift, badge 203. You're to identify yourself to these officers right now. Why are you not identifying yourself?
I already did actually on the 911 call. I gave him my driver's license number and everything. But as far as that's concerned, again, you have an oath to the Constitution. Are you going to allow me to speak? I'll clarify this for you.
Yep. Are you going to identify yourself?
Are you going to allow me to clarify
Yes.
everything?
Yes.
I'm saying to you right now, because as much as you're trying to come at me, keep in mind I have the full legal right to remove Joe Biden from his office right now with the same contents.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Do you know what year it is?
Do you know what year it is?
Do you know what year it is?
Okay, let me clarify this for you, because you want to have this kind of argument. Do you proclaim December the 12th month?
Of the year? Yes.
Even though the word itself literally means 10th month?
Sir, I don't know if
So exactly.
I don't know
because
if
you don't know
I
anything.
want to
You
help
don't-
you. I don't know if this is a mental
I want to
health
help people too.
Is this a mental health issue or are you?
That
you
sounds
hate the
like you
cops?
do have one, because if you proclaim December to be the 12th month when it literally means the 10th, means you're probably
Okay.
not in your right
Identify
mind.
yourself to these police officers, please. Right now, identify yourself to these police officers.
So are you doing an insurrection against people at the moment?
You're about to be removed from this vehicle. Shut the car off. Shut the car off. Shut the car off.
Let's go. Ready?
You committed assault.
Nope. You tried to close the window on me after I told you to get out of the vehicle. Gave you multiple chances to identify yourself.
Now I told you quite often that you're insurrectionists against people.
No. Do you have any weapons in the car?
No, now you're performing illegal search and seizure. Violation of the 4th Amendment.